All praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS. Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, and this is another video. It's going to be a response to Hebrew Israelite question of the day. All right, Hamites and Israelites. Okay, I think it's going to have a subtitle, Hamites versus Israelites. And this dude right here is just an agent. You know, he's weak, very, very pathetic. He doesn't understand the scriptures at all. And he basically is of the group of people, because it's a whole bunch of them. And they come with these different questions. Like this dude now, all these different questions. Also, he made a series of videos thinking that he was, you know, tearing down the truth. And he's not even scratching the surface. I mean, it's just like with modern Christianity. All of everything that you teach in regards to us, you're doing it based off of your misunderstanding of what we actually teach and your misunderstanding of the Bible. And it's the same stuff over and over. And you think you found something? No. And there's obviously some type of newsletter or something that they put out, and then during the specific week, you'll see a lot of videos with the same argument in it. You know, a few weeks ago, it was you guys are worshiping your skin color, right? You're turning your heritage into idolatry. You know, you exalting yourself in your race. You know, different shit like that. Now the thing is, how can you tell if the Israelites were in the transatlantic slave trade and the Hamites were in the transatlantic slave trade? How do you know that you're not a Hamite? Well, it's very simple. The scriptures tell you how we know, because there's a difference in all people. But let's go to it real quick here. Pretty straightforward video, very easy. Which even when we give you the answer, you're not going to receive it anyway, but it doesn't matter. It's not for you. It's for others that will hear these questions. Because, you know, you got a lot of new believers, and they really, I won't say that they dumb, but it's like you're so new to the point where, like, the least little thing would trip you up. That's why they do these videos. That's why they do this, to get the people that are not fully set in their beliefs. This is Exodus chapter 11. And I start at verse 6. It says, "And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt." Who was in Egypt at this time? Hamites. Egyptians, Mizraim, come from the seed of Ham. They're from the sons of Ham. Okay? You can't get around that no matter what. So back during the time of the Israelites, you know, when this was written, the people there in Egypt were very dark-skinned people, which were Hamites. Okay? Now it says again, "There shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall it be like it anymore." Here's the point. "But against the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel." You see? So there's always a way you can know. You would know by ways of dress, customs, and particularly the spirit. You know, you may ask yourself, how was it that the Africans was able to grab up Israelites and sell them into the transatlantic slave trade, or sell them to the white man without grabbing up their own people? Well, very simple. The same way, you know, by the spirit. You can look at an individual and tell. It's to the point now, and I'm talking about, you know, by the spirit, but also how we look. We don't look like Hamites. Even Ethiopians look different. This guy right here look a little different. He might be a Jake, but he might not be. You know, one of his parents may be Israelite, and the other parent may be an Egyptian or something else. This dude look at his, look at his head. Like he took a wig and just plopped it on his head and shaved around the sides is what it looked like. Ain't no telling, where this dude come from. He's some type of, the way he doesn't understand the scriptures, he more than likely would have to be from another nation. He's probably a terror. But you never know. He, at the very minimum, he's a damn agent. Let's read this again. "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel." And you know by discernment, by the way individuals behave. We know by the spirit. The Israelites have a different spirit than Hamites. This is Isaiah 59 verse 20. I'm sorry. 20, excuse me. It says, "And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord." As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord, my spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth. See that? My spirit that's upon you, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed's seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever. So it's according to the spirit the Lord put on the Israelites. Only Jacob is able to go through this Bible like this. Only Jacob is able to understand the scriptures. If you look at the camps, when you seen any Hamites, I'm talking about people that's serious Africans up at the camp asking questions, trying to get involved, trying to be a part of the camp. When you seen any Chinese, any Japanese, you know, any East Indians, any of them, we out there preaching the gospel among all different nations. When you seen them stop off and me trying to get into it, none of them come and try to get into this. You know why? Because it's not for them. It's not for them because of their spirit. Their spirit does not resonate with the truth. And to be honest, not all Israelites have anything to do with this. However, at the end of the day, the gospel is still for the Israelites, whether they want to be a part of this or not. On this side, they may just get destroyed. They may be of the they're not of the elect. They're not chosen. Okay, so the Lord is only dealing with his chosen elect, and they're gonna have a very peculiar way, you know, they move about in the earth, about how they are. This dude asking questions about you ain't took a DNA test. See, he put a lot of stock into Esau's bullshit because that's his Lord, that's his God. Caesar Borgia is this dude's God, which really is a white dude. Let's read this again. Verse 21, as for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed. You see that? So it's a bloodline, seed line thing. Nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever. So it's always going to be within the Israelites to receive this word. It's only for Jacob. It's not for everybody on the earth. Okay? And furthermore, it's only for the elect of Jacob. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 16. It says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. It's all about the Spirit. The Spirit bears witness who we are. And if you go to the next chapter, Romans 9, it tells you not even every Israelite the Lord is dealing with. So we know very definitively that the people that you see teaching and preaching the truth, understanding the Bible, they are Israelites. Romans 9 and 6, not as though the word of the Most High had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. Although you see brothers teaching and preaching the truth and sisters understanding it as well, and other believers, we know that all Israelites ain't going to get this. Only the ones the Lord is dealing with. Right? For they are not all Israel, which are of Israel, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. See, it's a very specific, you know, and it don't take a whole lot to explain this. That dude, he just doesn't understand. He thought he really thought he had an argument. And see, these people are so deceptive. They'll hear the answer and he'll come right back next year and make the same video again. He'll ask a question again. He'll go up to a camp and ask them that same question. He's going to try it out on different people. I've already heard. I saw a snippet of a video the other day from WFI, where a chick rode up on them and asked them this same thing. How y'all know y'all ain't Hamites? You see? So there's some type of newsletter or organization where they sending this shit around. They trying to come up with these questions, trying to stump the Hebrew Israelites, and this shit ain't working, man. This shit ain't working. When have these people ever went and asked them Israelis, how do you know that you're JOOs? How do you know that? You see? Instead of going and bringing out the truth of the Bible. They won't do that. And even now, we're exposing them, but they still come to us and act like we the ones that's the frauds. No, I'm going to put this in this video. No, they're the frauds. Ezekiel 36 and 5. Till we start asking you questions, you won't be able to answer. All you do is damn lie. Ezekiel 36 verse 5. Therefore, thus said the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. And Idumea is Edom, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. So when did the Edomites take over the Holy Land? You have to be careful when you answer that, because there's 4 major empires that were to rule in the earth in the first earth age. So I ask you, which one of them? We know that the Babylonians, they wasn't Edomites, right? That was the first Medo-Persian Empire. They Persians, right? They wasn't Edomites. That was the second empire. Then you had the Greeks, 3, and then you had the Romans, 4. So which one of them would be the Edomites that took over the Holy Land? You ain't never going to answer that, because if you do, you're going to reveal, who the Edomites are, which I'll give you an answer. It's 2 of them, the Greeks and the Romans. Both of them were damn Edomites, but currently you in the Roman Empire, which played out into two different different legs, we'll say. Okay, now we're in the bottom of that statue. We're in the toes and the feet of it. It's about to be crushed to powder. But see, these people, all they're going to do is just keep trying to throw questions our way. And this same guy got another video where he says that there were Edomites that hid among the Egyptians too. Big deal. So what? See, you keep thinking you found something. You didn't find nothing, man. You need to go search for them damn lost brain cells your ass, lost. All those brain cells that you lost. And see if you can find them instead of trying to find things you think this is going to confound us. Because this shit ain't working, cuz. And I done went to nearly every one of your, all the questions, the videos you made, I answered nearly every one of them. With the exception of maybe 2. It's to the point now where you're just bored, man. So we know, according to the Spirit, there's other scriptures too. There's other scriptures that are, let's go to another one here. I think it's Isaiah 44, I want to say. There's a particular spirit that Israel going to be in. Yeah, look at this. This is Isaiah 44:1. Yet now, hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring. You see that? So the Lord poured his spirit on men. So much to the point where you will stand up at night, studying, researching, looking up shit, trying to ask us questions. You know why you pursuing us? Because the Spirit has revealed who? That we're the Israelites, baby. The whole world talking about us. You think that's the Lord gonna be talking about Hamites? Well, why the land of Ham ain't buzzing with Israelite truth then? It's not. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring, and they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. Boom, there you go. And when you read in Ezekiel 37, it talks about the dry bones springing up, and there will be discussions had. This is Ezekiel 37, and I'll jump ahead to 16. It says, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions. So you're going to write on this stick, which is planks of wood, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. So the prophecy says that the Israelites are going to come back together. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. See, so that's a prophecy that will happen. And look at it happening. Brothers with the 12 tribes sign all over the earth preaching and teaching. Do you not see the Israelites coming, asking us questions? Why don't you see Hamites doing that? Surely they would mistake themselves for Israelites, and they would go and get the 12 tribes sign. And they would be, you would have Hamites everywhere teaching, wouldn't you not? Where's their ministry at? Most of them are trying to be damn Christians and swindlers, which they already are. This is Revelation 11:3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses. Who are the 2 witnesses? The 2 kingdoms of Israel, the southern and northern kingdom. And they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth Who you see doing that? These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And this also proves that Romans 11 is all about the Israelites. These are the 2 olive trees, the olive tree and the wild olive tree. See that? It's right there, man. And I jump down here. I mean, that's good enough. That's good enough. Verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And that's talking about none other than America, Babylon the Great. And that's going into the Great Awakening. The fact that you sitting there asking us questions proves that we the Israelites, because there's a Great Awakening and you heard over it. The scripture tells you that the nations would be in fear. Where is it at here? Look at this, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. That spirit of life is what? The Holy Spirit, or spirit of understanding, entering into the dry bones, making them no more dry bones or living dead, but quickened individuals, quickened in the spirit. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. You see that? So great fear, you're part of the great fear that fell upon the Edomites and the nations. You're in great fear. That's why they sent you to ask us questions, to try to trip us up, to think that you confounded us. And all you're doing, every video you make, you helping us prove even more. Because if we're able to answer the questions, which we are, and give complete breakdowns on it, that will have to mean that we got to be the Israelites. And you too fucking stupid to see it, you damn demon. And that's it. We'll see you soon, Lord willing, all you brothers and sisters out there. That's the answers. The answers to the question, the Hebrews like question of the day. We're not Hamites, we're Israelites. And the Great Awakening proves it. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.